Saquon Barkley, he was back at Giants practice yesterday for the first time after knee surgery. He talked afterwards about taking the next step. Take a listen.
Just one more step of that to that journey of getting me back. Like I said, just the best part of it is just to be back out there with my teammates and just be able to practice, even though if it's a little bit, if it's a lot, whatever I can do to get out there and just do what I love is important to me.
Look, as they keep greenlighting Saquon to do more and more, we're going to let him do more and more. I always say all the time, look, I'm not the doctor. I'm going to listen to their guidance. They're the ones who are hands-on with his rehab. Whatever they allow us to do, we will. So what you're going to see from him these first few days, he'll be doing mostly individual and teach periods. We're not going to put him in 11-on-11 or 7-on-7 at this point right now. But as we keep building him up, we really kind of start to, get his body into the volume of practice, the pace of practice of the players out there, more football drills. That'll be something that benefits him as going forward. There's only so much you can do at a certain point with the trainers and strength coaches on the field by yourself. It's time to get him moving forward. And as long as they say it's safe for him to do, we'll go ahead and keep on pushing it forward.
I already know LeVar's answer, but I'll pose the question anyway. Are you in or out on Saquon Barkley still being an elite running back, Mr. Penn State?
I-N. Capital I-N. I-N-N-N-N. Look at his quads, man. All I'll say is he's still an elite running back. I mean, come on. He's only going into his third season. You get an injury like that at this point in time, and they are way more easier. Well, I won't say easier. You can come back from ACL injuries. You can come back from knee injuries relatively easy in this day and age of where medicine and technology has gone. There's no reason to think or assume that he's in the twilight of his career. Shortest shelf life is 3 years for a running back. But let's be real here. Saquon Barkley is easily even on half a leg, right? And when he has injuries, I've seen him play with a messed up ankle during the season, and he was still better than pretty much every player that was out there on the field. The dude is special. The dude is elite. Like, not just because it's a we are thing, but for the simple fact that he actually really is that good. I'm in on Saquon Barkley.
I am out on this, at least for the short term, for this season. Just for this season. I do think later on he can regain his form, but here's why I'm out. Obviously, he did a great job of running the football his first 2 years behind mediocre to poor offensive lines. All right, now, this year's offensive line, according to Pro Football Focus, it is the worst in the NFL. So no matter, the greatest running backs need some blocking. So I'm just wondering what type of holes they're going to be opening up for Saquon Barkley. And is Danny Dimes going to really keep the defense that honest for him to do his thing? I do like the fact that he's good catching the ball out of the backfield as well. This year, he actually may be better and more valuable as a receiver on checkdowns than as an actual runner. So for this year, I don't see a ton of yards. I don't see 5 yards per carry or something close to that. But going forward, I could see that as they improve on the offensive line, Joy.
Yeah, I'm in on Saquon still being an elite running back. Saquon is 24 years old. He's going into his 4th season. We had an awful injury last season. He's got a chip on his shoulder now. He's coming back with a vengeance. I know he's put 100% of himself into this recovery and how much he cares about being great at what he does. So I have no doubt that he's put in the work that he needs to put in to come back and be an elite quarterback. Yes, the Giants still have some question marks, but overall, the most important part about getting Saquon back is he's actually the face of this franchise. He's actually the engine and the energy and the soul of this team, specifically on the offensive side of the ball. So while this is Danny Dimes' team, it really runs through Saquon. So having him back is going to give Danny a lot of confidence, and it's going to move the energy of this team forward. So he's much more valuable as a leader and as an engine on this team than he is just at being on the field and being high volume. Like, they're going to work him back as Joe Judge just said. So his health and all of that is going to be a process. But once he's back full speed, I have no doubt that they are going to be much improved on the offensive side of the ball, and he's going to get back to elite status very quickly.
All right, we're going to stick with football. Talk some Patrick Mahomes. Is it Super Bowl or bust this year for Mahomes and the Chiefs? That's next. First things first. All right, it's time now for In and Out, sponsored by Midas, in or out. For tires, brakes, oil, everything, make your appointment at Midas.com today. We're talking rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. Jets head coach Robert Saleh talked yesterday about Wilson's progress in camp. Take a listen.
For most rookies, especially on the offensive side, but for everyone, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It is what it is. There's just a lot of things that happen. I mean, there's a reason why being a rookie is hard in this league. There was a Hall of Famer yesterday that was inducted in that had a 71 quarterback rating his rookie year. It's not easy to play quarterback in this league as a rookie, especially quarterback. But it is going to get worse before it gets better. But he's at that point now where he's going to be able to stack up days, and we got all the utmost confidence in him and his ability to figure out the mistakes and correct them and get to a better place.
All right, LeVar, you in or out on Zach Wilson living up to the hype as the number 2 overall pick?
Hey, Brew, did Coach Saleh just compare Zach Wilson to Peyton Manning? y'all all got this same little delusional type of approach to comparing these new age players. I'm out. Not because of Zach Wilson, because of the Jets. And here's the problem. It is going to get worse before it gets better for the Jets. So how are you going to have a baby come in that isn't of the stature of, say, Peyton Manning or Trevor Lawrence or an Andrew Luck? Sorry, I'm out on this one. But you know what? I'm sure you guys will figure out a way to justify how Zach Wilson has you in. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Look, there is, LeVar, something in me that is just against believing in Jets quarterbacks. You know, I can't help it because not since Joe Namath have they drafted a quarterback who's really done anything. The quarterbacks who've been good for them, Brett Favre, Vinny Testaverde, were veterans who went there after playing elsewhere. So it's hard to believe in a Jets young quarterback. Sam Darnold, everybody was in love with Sam Darnold. We saw how that worked out. All that said, I'm going to step out on the limb. All right, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to live dangerously and say in. All right, I like his arm. He can throw the deep ball. He's aggressive. I think he's accurate. They're going to take their lumps this year, but I think over time, Zach Wilson will become their good, solid franchise quarterback, Joy. I'm in.
I'm out. If I had to pick someone that was going to be a bust in this draft, it would have been Zach Wilson. I'm not saying he's going to be, but if you're making me choose one, here's the problem. One, the Jets are not good. That's why they were able to take Zach Wilson in the first place. Two, to your point, traditionally, it becomes very difficult very quickly for Jets quarterbacks. Now, the one thing I do like about what Coach Robert Saleh did here is he lowered expectations. He tempered the media. This is New York City, all right? Not a very patient place when it comes to football, and they're ready to eat him alive. So let's just temper the expectations for this rookie quarterback who's coming into the big city to take over what is not a good roster, who now has a new head coach. Things are going to be rough for the Jets this year. I think we can all safely anticipate that. So I don't think this is the evaluation year for what Zach Wilson is going to be. We're going to have to give him a couple years, but overall, I get the messaging and what Robert Saleh is doing, and it's very crafty and it's very smart, and it's very honest as well. He is going to struggle this year because the roster is not great, and it's hard for rookies anyway. But I am not a big buyer on Zach Wilson to begin with.
Wow, what a couple.